Hi everyone, this is Nikita and welcome to the channel. A lot of people who've recently started their business often come up to me and ask which accounting software should they start using? What should they start with? Because once you've started, that software becomes your base for recording transactions, sending estimates to your clients, sending invoices, and a lot of other aspects. It becomes a part of the ecosystem of the business. So it's extremely important that you choose the right software for your business. Now, I had made a video on Zoho Books versus QuickBooks. If you still haven't watched that video, go ahead because you will find a detailed analysis of both the softwares and which one should you actually opt for. This video, I'm going to be covering a demo of Zoho Books. We'll see the user interface of Zoho Books. We learn how do you create an invoice, how do you book purchases, or how do you record your expenses, and we'll see other aspects of the software in this video. Before we dive into the video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Keeps me motivated. Without wasting any more time, let's begin. So in this video, we are going to be seeing a demo of Zoho Books. Now, as soon as you go to books.zoho.in on your web browser, you will see this web page. Now, Zoho gives you two options. You can actually start a 14-day trial, and in this trial, you can explore all the functionalities, or you can simply check out the demo. This demo will give you a good idea of the user interface and all the major aspects of the software. For the purpose of this video, we will explore the demo account. Now, this is a cloud-based accounting software. However, there's a desktop version also available on Windows. The desktop version is not available on Mac or Linux. So if you want to use a desktop version and you have a Windows laptop, you can go ahead and use a desktop version of Zoho. Otherwise, if you have good internet connection or even internet on your phone, you can use that internet as well. Now, let's check out the user interface of Zoho. First is a dashboard wherein you will be able to see what are your total receivables, total payables, total income, total expense. It will give you an overview of your business. So this is where you get a nice overview of what are the transactions that have taken place, and it will give you the totals. First, in this video, I'll just divide and quickly cover the aspects, and then we'll see one by one in detail. The next style is items. Items would mean whatever is the product or service that you're selling. So that will be covered here. Also, all inventory related adjustments can be made here. Then banking. Of course, this covers your bank statements and all the entries, accounting entries relating to your bank statements will be made from this banking module. Then you have sales, wherein you will book all your sales returns. You can also prepare sales orders, estimates. You can book your payments received. You can add customers. So all these aspects are covered here under sales. Then you have purchases, wherein you can book your bills, purchase bills. You can book your expenses. You can add vendors, or you can also book your purchase returns. Everything related to purchases will be covered under this style. Then you have time tracking. So if you run a business wherein your invoicing is based on the time taken on that particular project, so this module will help you. Then you can add projects, and for respective projects you can have timesheets. You can also create e-way bills. So under the GST law, e-way bills are mandatory for transactions above 50,000, and there are other rules associated with it. You can also create e-way bills directly through API integration. Zoho Books also has an option of filing GST returns, as in uploading the GST returns from Zoho Books to the GST portal. Of course, in this demo version right now, you can't see that option, but if you take up the trial version, you'll be able to see that option. Then if you want to pass journal entries, manual journal entries, you can also pass all sort of journal entries under accountant. And of course, there are all kind of reports that are available sales by customer, sales by item, your P&L, your balance sheet for the year, whatever report you require in terms of receivables analysis, payables analysis, what are the payments received. So there are several reports that are available, and as far as I've tested, all kinds of reports are available. These reports are downloaded in an Excel format, so they're very easy to access. Now, how do you start using an accounting software? So once you've decided on which accounting software you've used, so in this case, let's say because we're talking about a demo of Zoho Books, we've chosen Zoho Books as our accounting software. Where do you actually start? When you start using the software, the first and foremost thing that you must do is add items. Items would mean the goods that you're selling or the services that you're providing. So let's say I say add item. Now, when I'm trying to add an item, I'll have to select if they're goods or if it's a service. And accordingly, I need to fill in all the information. What is the name of the commodity or goods that I'm selling? Does it have an SKU? That is a stock keeping unit. It's a unique code of the goods that we sell so that the goods can be identified easily. So what is the SKU of the product? What is a unit? What is the HSN code as per the GST law? What is the value at which this commodity is sold? What is your purchase price? And what are the default GST rates? Do you want to track inventory for this item? If you want to track inventory for this item, you can go ahead and track inventory for the item. And accordingly, you have to save the item. Once you save the item, it looks something like this. Whatever is the name of the item, say item 0 with an SKU, the HSN code, the unit of measurement, whether or not it's taxable, the selling price, and also when you're selecting the item, you have an option of which account you want the sale to be recorded. So under this, you can select a normal sales account, okay? Or if this item is a part of your other income, you can go to chart of accounts under accountant. You can actually create an account in the name of other income, and then under items, you can select it under the drop down. So it's completely at your disposal which account do you want that item to go. So once you've booked the items, you know what is the stock at the start of your business. So before starting the business, you need to ensure that all the stock is actually uploaded. If you're providing a service, there will be no stock as such, but you can just add the items and keep. So for example, if you're an architect, you can just say the item would be something like this. I say add item, I go to service. I can say professional fees for architectural services, right? So that way this item gets created. You can create the items and keep just before you're going to start your business. That is step 1 for you. Then what is step 2? Step 2 is adding your customers. So let's say you have fixed customers and they are all B2B, that is business to business. So in that case, you will just add all the details of the customer. Like in any other accounting software, you will mention what is the name of the customer, what is the address of the customer, is the customer registered under the GST law? If yes, what is the GSTIN of the customer? You'll also mention the payment terms of the customer. Is it net 30, net 75, is it due on receipt? So accordingly, you'll mention the payment terms. Then you also mention who's the contact person. You'll give the email ID of the customer. So you'll fill in all the basic details of the customer. Now, once you've created a customer and you've added an item, you can easily create an invoice. Let's say you want to invoice a particular customer. Okay. In the drop down, let's select registered customer. It's there in the demo software. Just for us to understand, we'll use that only right now. Now, for this customer, you have to select the place of supply. Of course, the place of supply will depend on the GSTIN of the customer, since the customer is a registered customer. You will select the invoice number. You will select the invoice date. If you want to mention a specific salesperson, you can also mention a specific salesperson based on the nature of your business. You can select this option. Then you need to select an item. What is it that you are selling? Remember, we created items as step 1. So this is where those items will be of use. So let's say I select item 1, right? and I have selected one quantity and I had defined the rate of the item while creating that item. However, to this particular customer, I offer a different rate. So in that case, can I go ahead and change the rate? Yes, you can absolutely change the rate. So in this case, let's say I choose 600 rupees. So accordingly, you will select the number of items this customer has bought one by one. Now, once you've done that, you can save and send this invoice to the customer. While creating the customer, you need to define the email ID of the customer. Once you've done that, you can send the invoice immediately. It will be attached as a PDF, and there's a system generated email that actually goes. So if you try the trial version, you'll see that there's a system generated email that can be sent to the customer, and you can also edit that email. Now, you may say, I still need to define my logo on the invoice. I still need to understand where do I put my logo and how do I edit the invoice. There's an option available under settings. You need to go to preferences. Under preferences, now since this is a demo version, it's not showing the entire preferences option to me, but you can go under templates, and under templates, you can select whatever you want to edit. You can select an invoice if you want to edit. You can select a credit note that you want to edit. You can add your logo to the invoice, and you can edit the details of the invoice. So say you want to add your bank account details to the invoice, that can be done. You want to have a specific format for your sales orders or your purchase orders, even that can be done. So that can be customized to whatever extent that you need. So we've done two steps. We created an item, we created an invoice. Now let's say you want to book a credit note against that invoice. You can easily book it here under the credit note option. Credit note is nothing but a sales return. So if you want to book a sales return, you can book it under the credit note option. So once you're done with step 1 and step 2, creating an invoice becomes easy. And based on the invoice, you can also create sales returns, that is credit note. The next step is creating a vendor. So like we created a customer, we need to create a supplier or a vendor. Again, the same things will come into consideration. Is a vendor a registered vendor? If yes, you need to mention the GST number. You need to mention the address, the name, the payment terms, the contact person, the email ID of the vendor. So you just need to fill in all the details of the vendor. So if you're migrating from an existing software to Zoho Books, there's an option wherein you can import all the vendors and all the customers at once. I won't be covering that in this video, but I will try to definitely cover it in the future. So once you've added a vendor, now you can easily go ahead and book your purchases. So you just need to go to bills and you need to say add bill. You need to select the vendor whose bill it is. You need to select the destination, which is your address, your destination. You can select the invoice number, the invoice date of the vendor, and you will have to select the items that you purchased from the vendor. Now, if you had already created an item earlier and you're again purchasing it from the vendor, you can select the same item and you just need to define the quantity that you're purchasing. So that can get added to your stock. However, if you're purchasing a new item, you need to create that item again. Right? So here there's an option of add new item. So instead of going all the way to items and adding it, you can create an item here itself. So if you say add new item, you'll again see the same window where you can define the name, the SKU, the HSN code, the selling price, purchase price. You can track the inventory, you can define the GST rate. So you can create an item when you're creating a purchase invoice as well. And that also applies to a sales invoice. So if you're booking a sales and that particular item is not present, you can still add it as an item. So in this manner, you can create your purchase invoices. And if you are making any purchase returns, you can book them under vendor credits. So against that particular invoice, you will create a vendor credit or purchase return. So there are 5 things that we did. We added an item, we created a customer, we made an invoice, we created a vendor, we booked our purchases. In the same manner, you can also book your expenses. Now, if you say add expenses, you need to select an expense account. So let's say you're traveling, so you can select travel expense account. You have to define the amount. Let's say you spend rupees 1000 on your travel, and you define how you've paid this amount. Now currently you cannot see anything in the drop down because first this is a demo version. Generally you will see options like cash or bank transfer or bank remittance. Once you've defined your bank account, this option becomes eligible and it will become available. Then you select the vendor. Again, for expenses, you will have to ensure that that particular vendor is actually created. And then you select the destination of supply, which is your address where you are based out of. That is based on your GSTIN. And you will select whether or not tax is applicable and what is the invoice number. As soon as you've booked the expense, this expense directly gets booked to the expense account and the payment gets booked in your bank, or the payment gets booked to your petty cash if you've paid through petty cash. If you have any recurring expenses, you can also book recurring expenses. So once you have taken the trial version, the best way is to explore the software for 14 days. Try and see what actually fits for your business, which aspects are of use and which aspects are not really useful for you. You can decide that in the trial period before you actually start using the software. So after we've booked your expenses, now you can use a time tracking tool. So let's say you run a business wherein you charge your clients based on the time you spent on a particular project. A lot of times when we deal with services, we deal with different projects, and based on the time spent on a particular project, we bill the client. So this is where you're going to use this time tracking module. So these are the basic aspects of the software. How do you add an item? How do you book an invoice? How do you book sales returns? How do you book purchase returns? How do you book expenses? This is a very basic demo of the software just to give you a good feel of the software and to know whether or not it could be useful for you. In my opinion, if you are a trader or if you're providing a service, Zoho Books is a pretty great solution. In fact, they have recently come up with a free version of the software if your turnover is up to 25 lakhs. So a lot of us can take benefit of that. And also if you're registered under the GST law, you can get this software for free if your turnover is up to 1.5 crores. So that is another benefit that you get. I would suggest go ahead, start using the software, and if you have any questions about the software, please ask me in the comment section down below and I'll be extremely happy to clarify all your doubts. My name is Nikita and I'll see you guys in the next one.